Hey guys, Box90 here with some more Dragon's Maze spoilers. So today we have to start the token weird what the heck red card chaos thing that Wizards feels obliged to put in sets. I think Scrambleverse was the last one I remember that just made my head spin, and this one is another one that's just what, why, how, who, what, I have no idea. Anyway, it's called Possibility Storm. Well, that's creative. It's 3 and 2 red for an enchantment. Whenever a player, anyone, casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles a spell, then exiles cards from the top of their library until he or she exiles a card that shares a card type with it. That player may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then he or she puts all cards exiled with it on the bottom of the library in any order. So, what? I mean, basically, from what I can tell, you place something, it happens, then you exile it, and then you exile cards from the top of your deck until you reveal a card that shares the same type, and then that card you can play for free if you want to. And then all the cards you have exiled, I guess including the one that you first cast, goes on the bottom of your library in a random order. Random because it's red, and they should be random, therefore. So, obviously not in any way playable in Standard, probably not even in Limited, Constructed, I have no idea. I'm sure you can make some sort of weird casual deck. I'm not really sure where this would play with, but it's one of these weird cards that begs to be messed around with. So that's kind of why it's here. Then we have Legion's Initiative, where they visit Dragon Thing attacking Legionnaires. It's 1 white, 1 red for an enchantment. Red creatures you control get 1+0. White creatures you control get 0+1. So very Boros. And then one of each. Exile it. Exile all creatures you control at the beginning of the next combat. Return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control, and those creatures gain haste. So I like it a lot. I think it's fantastic. It's a restoration angel-like effect, although I guess it's more like Ghostway or Face Reward kind of effect. But the creatures that come back gain haste, which is a very Boros effect. So I think that's a potentially very, very powerful ability. It saves against, it saves against wraths. It saves where if you have another combat phase, it allows protection. It allows you to have Restoration Angel ETB-like effects. And it's a pretty solid anthem. I mean, think about it. If you have a red-white creature, it gives 2 for 2 mana. Its enchantment gives 1+1. So it's a very solid anthem. It's flexible, it works the colors, and it has a very, very powerful, saving effect. That's pretty much off the top of my head. Obviously, EDH, amazing utility, and I think will be solid even potentially in Constructed. I mean, look at how I'm pretty sure its Faith Reward is pretty solid in Modern. So, it's an option, and I think this card is excellent. And then we have Savageborn Hydra, which just makes all the casual players of us just go, yes, awesome Hydra thing. And it's pretty much that. I'm not even going to bother blowing it up. It's not any bigger. It's X, a red, and a green. So Gruul has double strike for a 0/0, enters the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it. Classic Hydra. 1, and then one hybrid Gruul. Put a 1/1 counter on it. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. But you could still do it multiple times. They didn't limit you. So it doesn't have trample or haste, which is, aggravating, but that would be kind of amazingly unfair. The double strike is very solid, being able to get stronger and stronger for rather little mana, given that for every 2 you tap to put a 1/1 counter on it, you really double its, well, you don't double, you put 2 toughness instead of 1. Wait, what am I saying? You put 2 power instead of 1. That's kind of the main focus because of the double strike. And it gets bigger and bigger. It starts big and has double strike. I mean, all you gotta do is throw a Rancor on this, and it's just gonna smash faces. So it's very solid. I don't know how constructed viable it is. I mean, think about an equal card. If you pay the X for 2, then it's Huntmaster cost. It's 4 for a 2/2 double strike. But I don't think it's better than Huntmaster at this point in Standard. So I don't know if it'll be as constructed viable as we're looking at it. But post rotation, it could be. It's definitely a complete destruction bomb in Limited and Sealed. And it could be in EDH, potentially very powerful in, in Mael. Actually, maybe not so much in Mael, but in Stonebrow, who's all about trample, giving trample to something like this with a scaled up EDH game, it's just going to be stupid awesome. And of course, casuals make this go crazy. So those are the 3 spoilers that we have. Let me know what you think about these cards below in the comment section. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.